Alright, I got something a little different here for you. Saw this on Steam for free, so I was like, oh, I gotta check that out. Love some HP Lovecraft stuff, you know, it's usually pretty weird. This one's based on the Dagon book, I believe, and it's kind of more of like a storytelling, like narrative kind of game, so I don't think we're gonna see like jump scares, you know, it's probably gonna be like a weird atmosphere or something like that, you know, just creepy shit going on, and I think it's gonna be like the book in game form, pretty much is what I'm getting from it, from, you know, what I read. I think that's what they're talking about, but I thought it was based on the Dagon movie at first, but because the movie's based on a different book, it's not actually based on the Dagon book, which is kind of weird, but that's one of my all-time favorite horror movies, so I was like, it immediately caught my attention, and I was like, I gotta check that out. But I actually have the Dagon book too. I bought that thinking it was what the movie was based on, then found out, oh shit, it's not. So I've read it once, but it's been quite a while, like maybe 10 years, so I don't really remember it, but gotta check this out, man. Can't pass this up. It's free on Steam, so if you want to play it, you know, it's a free game. Dagon is a faithful, interactive adaptation of HP Lovecraft's work focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be more of a chill game here. It's going to, you know, tell us a story, but I got to see this, man.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
In the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey. Others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, the historical background, and the author. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the Elder sign. Gets to that little tree branch. You can also access all the found facts later that will be available in the menu. Alright, let's get to it, man. Wait, can I move? Oh, you can't even walk around. Gotta grab shit from afar.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Wait, what, am I jumping out the window? Is that what he wants me to do? But I can't move, though. What kind of food you eat, man? Cat food?
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death. It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Huh, pretty interesting style. I don't know if the commentary is going to be actually good for this video, but it's what we're doing here. It'll just be me butting in between clicks.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Pretty cool looking game, though. Shit's fucking looking pretty nice. Wish I could move around. What we got? A question? Oh, what's that? The Huns were Central Asian nomads who established a dominion in Europe and invaded the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD. They were known as brutal, deadly warriors and masters of quick raids who also developed powerful composite bows, lassos, and early siege weapons. During World War I, the British used the word Hun as a synonym for the Germans in order to emphasize their brutality. However, the term originated when the German Emperor Wilhelm II gave a speech to his troops on the 27th July 1900 before they embarked to China. Should you encounter the enemy, he will be defeated. No quarter will be given. Prisoners will not be taken. Whoever falls into your hands is forfeited. Just as 1,000 years ago, the Huns under their king Attila made a name for themselves, one that even today makes them seem mighty in history and legend. May the name German be affirmed by you in such a way in China that no Chinese will ever again dare to look cross-eyed at a German. The refusal to take prisoners was a clear breach of the laws and customs of war adopted during the first Hague Convention. Is that what that says? of 1899. Sorry if I mispronounce anything. Try my best here. What you got up there? Oh, we're moving.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Is that my provisions? Wait, I guess I should look around if there's any hidden stuff around here. You don't want to go out in the water in a Dagon story, man. You really don't.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator. Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Yeah, I'm a little worried to be out in the water in a Dagon game. We're going to click on the sun. Hold up. Anything hidden out here? Dagon will come from beneath, man. Alright, we're clicking out there. Let's head on out.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Whoa, what the hell happened there? That was weird. This boat ain't gonna row itself, my friend. Any hidden stuff? Gotta look around. I don't know if I'll miss anything. I want to catch as many as I can.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue. The change happened whilst I slept. Its details I shall never know, for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Oh shit, dude. I don't want no tentacles. I knew we'd be getting them though. That fucker's looking at me. He has a little grabby, dude. I knew we'd see some shit like this, but damn. Oh, that fucking creeps me out, dude. What the hell is that? I don't even know what some of these things are, man, but let's just admire it for a minute while we got it. Or before they get us.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished. For there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
That narrator's pretty good, man. Oh, dude, that shit creeps me the fuck out. Whoa, man. I thought I was a little closer to you. I'm way up in the air here. Hold up, anything hidden around here? You got any question marks for me? Is that just a normal fish? That's a normal guy out here in all these freaky ass monsters. There's my paddle, dude. That's my only hope for a weapon. What's that creepy ass music? Are you coming for me? You better not. Alright, let me click it.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position. Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths. So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
What the hell is that? That guy actually wandered across there to the boat. Dude, he's fucking brave. Is that gonna be food? Is that dinner? Let me take a peek around here. Are we in the mud, dude? I'd climb up. I'd be sitting up there right now. Unless there's something worse up there.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
Oh shit, is something above me? What the hell was that swinging around? Oh shit, there is something up there. Fuck you, buddy.
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time. That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
Dude, what the hell is that? No wonder we didn't go up there. I knew there had to be a reason. I wonder if I'm missing any hidden shit. Am I supposed to just click on shit, or will it always alert me? What are you?
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease. The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Oh, I thought we were actually gonna walk. Oh, I feel like I'm probably missing some secret shit. I don't know, I think it'll tell you though, unless it's hidden up in the stars. Let's get moving.
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
Dude, what are these things out here? Some weird kinds of bones I've never seen before. I hope that's mud. That's not looking like mud. Whoa. Look like you're from Starship Troopers or something, man. You better not attack. It's gonna freak me out if some tentacle monster comes after me. No hidden shit. Let's get moving. What the hell's that? Oh, claw. These guys are pretty freaky, man. Glad nothing's moving in the mud right by me. Oh wait, I didn't even see you there, you big motherfucker. I don't know how to find hidden stuff. Am I supposed to like zoom in on it? Maybe there just isn't any.
That night I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
I do not want to be by this big snake, dude. Creator of the Cthulhu mythos and the fictional underwater city of, I don't know how you pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try, was convinced that life could not exist at the bottom of the ocean because the water pressure would make it uninhabitable. Today we know that the darkest depths of the ocean are home to many peculiar organisms. The deepest dwelling fish we have discovered so far, the marina snailfish, can live about 8,000 meters, more than 26,000 feet, oh shit, below the ocean's surface in never-ending darkness and at hellishly crushing pressures, hundreds of times stronger than those found at sea level. Upon glancing at the modern photos of deep-sea creatures, such as the anglerfish, the fangtooth, or the viper fish. Man, they sound crazy. And they're truly Lovecraftian characteristics. It's hard to not find some irony in this. Yeah, I don't want to know what's down deep in the ocean, man. That shit freaks me out. I don't even want to know what's 2 feet down in the ocean, honestly. I don't want even a jellyfish touching me, man.
By the 4th evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance. An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill. I know not why my dreams were so wild that night, but ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again. And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy. Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
This guy's pretty brave. He's like sleeping in the shadow of a mountain over here. Hold on, before I grab anything, let me check for a hidden one. No hidden ones.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me. But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine. I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night. Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost, and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
This guy's pretty calm for the situation he's in, man. Can't guarantee I'd be as calm as him.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent, whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual. Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps where no light had yet penetrated. All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me. An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
Interesting. He's just like, yeah, it's just a chill walk in, the creepiest place ever. What could possibly go wrong? He's like, yeah, I noticed the thing over there, no big deal. Get a little closer to it.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself. But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature. A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express. For despite its enormous magnitude, and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith, whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely. The moon, now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm, and revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope. Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
That's some pretty cool artwork. I'd like to have that in my apartment, dude. I'll take one. Not that one, though. You know, let them make me another one. I wouldn't dare steal from Dagon. You don't know what the fuck will happen to you pull that crap.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books, consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like. Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world, but whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Oh, we got a hidden one here. What do you got? Dagon contains many themes and storytelling methods that Lovecraft developed in his later works, such as telling the story through carvings at the Mountains of Madness, the Nameless City, journals and characters' notes, the Shadow Out of Time, the Haunter of the Dark, islands emerging from the ocean, the Call of Cthulhu, or fictional beings and deities based on real events and mythologies. Migo and the Whisperer in Darkness. It's also considered the origin of the popular Cthulhu mythos. Some of Lovecraft's other stories also conclude in a manner similar to Dagon, but let's skip the details in order not to spoil the ending. Sounds good to me.
Plainly visible across the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a Doré. I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men, though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto, or paying homage at some monolithic shrine which appeared to be under the waves as well. Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint. Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer. They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips, glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall. Curiously enough, they seemed to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background. For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself. I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe. Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born. awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist. I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I saw it.
Uh-oh. What the hell's happening here?
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters. Loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith, about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds. I think I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the sloping cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Wait, who the hell was that guy? I don't think that was Dagon. Wait, am I underwater? I better not be. It's looking a little hazy, like I'm underwater.
I believe I sang a great deal, and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
Where the hell am I going, man? I think they drugged me. Some kind of Dagon drug. Don't want no HP Lovecraft, potion.
I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods. When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital. Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention. Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing. Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
What the hell's that crap on the ground there? Who made a mess? Oh, got another hidden one. Lovecraft was a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. In 1915, he started publishing his own journal called The Conservative, which included political and social commentary, poetry, short stories, and literary criticism written by him and other authors. Howard was a skilled wordsmith, but he also took criticisms to heart, which resulted in his decision to step away from writing poetry and concentrate on weird fiction again. For the first time since his teenage years, Dagon, published in 1917, is one of the short stories written during that period. This example excerpt from The Conservative, the master of horror fiction explains his attitude towards warfare and the idea of world peace. Why any sane human being can believe in the possibility of universal peace is more than the conservative can fathom. Should the entire civilized world agree simultaneously to disarm, one or more nations would undoubtedly retain secret armaments and the proper time to take advantage of their more altruistic and less astute contemporaries in a wild career of conquest against unarmed victims. Man, that's a mouthful right there. No country is or ever can be above warfare until the basic impulses of the human animal shall have miraculously changed. Yeah, sorry if the reading's a little bad, man. Some words I'm not used to, using all the time. What else you got around here, man? Anything creeping out the window? Better not be. Some parts look pretty clean. Some parts look pretty dirty. I don't know what happened there, but it's a bad accident, and the ceiling's giving in. Okay, I'm a little worried now.
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
Yeah, they're gonna think you're a little cuckoo. Dagon was the main deity of the Philistines, worshipped through the Middle East as the ancient god of fertility and crops. In Hebrew, the word Dagon was a common noun for grain. The rulers of Akkad, Mesopotamia, chose him as the patron saint of their war conquest. He also appeared as a judge of the dead in an Assyrian poem and an underworld prisoner warder in one of the Babylonian texts. He is often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name, as in Hebrew the word Dag means fish. In HP Lovecraft's work, Dagon is an underwater deity ruling over the deep ones, a humanoid race with fish traits that reside in the oceans. He is worshipped by a secret cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Yeah, the Dagon movie's pretty good, man. They got some of that shit in there in Boca. Pretty creepy place to be. Hope anything else around before I grab that other dot there. What's that statue? Why is the control feeling all weird all of a sudden? What kind of goodies you got here? Interesting little statues. It's got some creepy music. I wonder what's about to happen.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
What are we doing? Gonna pray? What are you up to? Whoa, whoa, what the hell was that? Oh, that was weird. Auguste Derleth was an American writer and anthologist. He also befriended Lovecraft and published many of his works through his company, Arkham House. Although he greatly contributed to the popularization of the author's works after his death, he is surrounded by numerous controversies. One of his most questionable decisions involved introducing the good versus evil doctrine. Derleth was a devout Catholic to the Cthulhu mythos, which contrasted with Lovecraft's view of the world and his approach to cosmic horror. As a result, the author's works are often misunderstood and misrepresented in today's culture. It is also worth noting that Lovecraft was never really interested in creating a mythology, and the term Cthulhu mythos was coined by Derleth after the author left the mortal plane. Oh, we got Necronomicon here, huh? Wait, is that another? Wait, what was that? Oh shit, you can... Okay, maybe I have been missing stuff. You gotta zoom in on shit. Lovecraft's attempts to find a job in 1925 were influenced by advice he received from friends. Among others, he started freelancing for a marketing magazine where he would write announcements and commercials. Feel free to judge his copywriting skills for yourself. From an ad for Curtis Woodwork. Curtis Woodwork embraces both the usual structural units and the cleverest contrivances, I don't know if I said that word right, of built-in or permanent furniture, such as bookcases, dressers, buffets, and cupboards. Every model is conceived and created with the purest art, ripest scholarship, and metallist craftsmanship which energetic enterprise can command. And made to conform rigidly to the architecture of each particular type at home, the cost, considering the quality, is amazingly low, and a trademark on the individual pieces presents any substitution by careless contractors. Okay, I don't know why I need to read that. Don't know what they're doing here. Throwing in some, whoa, what the fuck? That's weird, it like resets you. What the hell's going on? So I guess I need to be zooming in on other shit to find that mark. There's gonna be other hidden things around, but let's just get on out of here before it tries to reload me again.
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing. I tried morphine, but the drug has given only transient surcease and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave. So now I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Wait a minute. Is he about to do bad things here? This is a pretty gnarly table, my friend. Lovecraft hated tobacco even though he used to smoke when he was 12 in order to look and feel like an adult. In his correspondence with friend Reinhard Kleiner, he claims that he quit as soon as he started wearing long pants. He also had a very strong opinion about alcohol, as evidenced by his letter to Zelia Brown, dated 13 February 1928. As for the matter of drinking, I have never tasted intoxicating liquor and never intend to, having a strong aesthetic disgust at anything which blunts or coarsens the delicate, neutral equipoise, I don't know that word, of the evolved human intellect and imagination. Drinking excited my personal repugnance, hence I don't drink. Let the herd do what they will. I am rather in favor of prohibition, the prohibition of any one antisocial force as well as of any other. Alright. Man, the way he writes kind of, twists my brain around a little bit. Not something I could read fast. I didn't realize, I thought these were like tentacles on the wallpaper. I was like, what? Alright, man, get your potion.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm. A mere freak of fever as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man-of-war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
Whoa, man, what the hell's happening here? It's a fucking invasion of something, I don't know. Invasion of the Loch Ness Monster family? Let's get to the statue before it's too late.
The end is near.
Oh shit, they're here, dude.
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
Oh, we're gonna open that? You for real? Open any hidden shit? I think the hidden stuff's kind of bogging down the game a little bit. It's kind of killing the story movement. Let's get right to it.
It shall not find me.
Oh, who's there?
God, that hand! The window! The window!
I kind of don't want to run away. I kind of want to see what he's going to do. But I guess I'm going to head for the window, even though I don't think that's safe either. Yeah, that's a pretty cool experience. I knew it'd be, just like a storytelling kind of game, so I'm always down for some HP Lovecraft, man. I don't know what you guys thought about it, but let me know what you think, man. It's a free game if you want to play it. And there's probably more stuff I missed in there, and it's got like 2 DLC things, it looks like, so maybe I'll check those out, man.